15% of the people I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like mayonnaise, you don't like people.
No,
and you
that's
don't
right.
like eating.
That it's rich and beautiful. And have you done that with when you make a grilled cheese?
Oh,
you put that on the outside instead of butter, and it just
I just
sizzles.
dip it. Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, my favorite sandwich was.
Tell me.
Just a mayonnaise sandwich.
Me too.
Speaking of condiments, my mother, right, being an Aussie, when there was like scarce stuff to eat, the go-to thing was
what?
She would put butter on a piece of bread and ketchup.
Gdayall, and welcome to episode 58, Condiments.
Yes, condiments.
I'm watching you.
I was ready to jump in there before I was told.
Now, we're not going to do your condominium joke today.
No,
okay?
The lucky one.
Yeah, no. Not talking about that.
Oh, God.
And there's no jokes like that.
I'm not going to invest into that. All right. And we're not going to talk about next week's episode neither.
No. It's been horrific this morning in the last couple of minutes. Not really. Yeah. But there's certain times I'm not going to be able to make eye contact because it'll just go.
Yeah.
Now,
but we got a different code word now because we're in a different month.
That's right. We'll get to that in a second. Now, the reason we're talking about condiments is because, you know, as Americans, we do love adding stuff to our food, making it ours.
Yeah, but there's a history why we've done that in the original way.
That's true. So, and we also, I was just, you know, you go to a diner, you go to a mid-level restaurant, chain restaurant, breakfast place, and there's always a little collection.
Wait a minute, breakfast place. You're talking like IHOP. So you're calling all the different flavored syrups that all taste alike condiments?
No. But you know, they have some. They usually have a Tabasco or something for your eggs,
and a Cholula.
Or Cholula. There's maybe some mustard, some ketchup if you're ordering. People like ketchup on their hash browns.
Yep.
So
and even on their eggs.
That's right. And you even get the little half and halves. You know, for you know, in some places for your coffees, which is a little.
That's not a condiment.
But no. But I used to drink them. So we thought about it and we thought, look, and we do use different things in some other peoples.
And probably everybody has their refrigerator door full of condiments. I know I do.
I do too. And then occasionally
you open up and use one a little bit and then you put it back and then you forget about that it's there.
I was like, were the kids in primary school or high school when I bought that last? I'm not sure. We've had a couple of big power outages, and that's actually done a favor for me because I thought I have to just throw everything out and start again. I've never been killed by anything in my fridge.
No, it's like an heirloom.
I know. It's like, oh, that was really good on that one piece of steak.
Now. Yeah.
That's right. So we will be discussing those things. And so with the housekeeping, as Phil, I'll bring Phil back to it.
Oh, me again?
Yes, you.
Okay, so for the month of November, for the listener discount, and you can use that when you're buying online or click and collect, not good in the store. Sorry about that. But just the technical difficulties prevent that from happening.
Well, you know, the click and collect, you can still shop in the store and just pick up those
So
things.
when I say November, what do you think?
I think of
turkey.
Turkey and stuffing.
So we're going to use stuffing.
That's right, but with the G on the end of it. Stuffing. You can pronounce it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes. No, not go get stuffed. It's stuffing.
That's right.
Or if you're from the East Coast, stuffing.
That's right. Yes. You can pronounce it like Phil, but just spell it with the G. That is okay. So here we go. Now, also, just before we get into it, if you guys want to send us, we've had some great feedback lately. So if you want to send us any ideas, corrections,
constructive criticism.
That's right. We'll take it. Ideas. We love it all at podcast@usafoods.com.au.
Okay, and we got this little reminder here. So at the end of the show, don't forget, we're going to have the personal best product profile and a recipe ripper roundup. Yahoo! Okay, we'll be right back. Keep going.
Or no, we won't.
Oh, no, we're not back yet. Oh, yeah, we are back.
We are back. That's all right.
All right, ready?
Yep.
And we're back.
We didn't stop, Phil.
We didn't stop.
We're back from nowhere.
Okay, we're back. So today's show, we're going to have the top 25 condiments by sales.
Yeah.
And a state-by-state challenge of the favorites.
That's right.
And I think these are a little skewed.
Skewed. Yes.
Skewed. And we on the East Coast, we say screwed.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
But I think somebody had some money put into it.
That's right.
Put their favorites in there.
Yes. Then we have like this really wacky state-by-state list, which actually makes no sense to us because half of them aren't condiments. And what the hell?
And you remember that movie, Tale of Two Mustards? That's on the list here.
Yes, that's right.
And the most hated condiments.
Mm-hmm. And condiment stats and how embarrassment, which is I like certain condiments on certain foods, but I don't want anyone to see me eat it that way. So maybe when you...
a hidden condiment.
A hidden condiment stop.
Yeah. And then condiments from the shop.
That's right.
All right. So fun fact number 1.
Right. So is it ketchup or catsup? Well, the answer is yes. Back when Henry John Heinz debuted the condiment for sale in 1876, his Pittsburgh-founded company called it Catsup, which is what my grandmother used to call it. They're the same thing. The condiment didn't originally feature tomatoes. Thus, the distinction tomato ketchup isn't redundant. Heinz first introduced its tomato-based ketchup in 1876, and a tomato didn't make it onto the packaging until 2009. What was there before? A pickle.
A pickle.
Pickles were the centerpiece of Heinz's branding from the 1800s, as we saw with the little pickle pins.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes, from the World Fairs.
And the World's Fair.
Yes, and the town I come from has a Heinz factory. And when you drive into it, you just go, ketchup.
Well, I used to pass by on Route 1 and 9.
Yes.
Very hard to Route 1 and 9 from the Bruce Springsteen song, Bruce Springsteen. So traveling back into work into the city from Jersey, and we used to pass by the Budweiser plant in Newark. It's not Newark, it's Newark.
Newark.
Yeah. Okay. So in Newark, and you could tell which part of the fermentation they were at because it either smelled really good, very malty,
yes,
or very vinegary.
Yeah, it's like ooh. Well, with I just want to say one more thing with the ketchup, Catsup. I remember going into the store and they would be next to each other. So the same things, the ingredients were the same, but they were, you could buy Catsup, C-A-T, or ketchup. It's just what people grew up with for a while. I think, the labels were just the differences.
But the original term came out from India, from a condiment in India.
That's right.
It's catsup.
And it was basically to cover up
to cover up bad meat.
Because
the thing what they were doing was the meat was uneatable. I mean, there was no refrigeration and stuff like that, so it was like meat from the like a third world country, and it's been left out all day, and it goes green and blue and all that, and you try to kill it to cook it, but the taste was still a bit off, so they ladle it with all these condiments, with these sauces, and that's how it all came about.
And there it goes.
Yeah,
and sometimes
it was a cover-up.
It was.
So, fun fact number 2.
Yes.
Babylonians. Now, I've been to Babylon, Long Island, a lot. A lot of Babylonians there. So they use oil and vinegar, and for dressing greens, nearly 2,000 years ago.
Yes. So we always were a little bit extra, even then.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I found by accident.
Oh, the presidential fact.
Presidential fact is back. And TJ, the great man, blue cheese has been in America since at least the Revolution, where that well-noted Francophile, Thomas Jefferson.
What's a Francophile?
Person that loves France.
Loves France.
France, yes.
Okay. So then why isn't a pedophile a person that loves feet? Ped? France. I am confused.
I'm ignoring this. That was very good. Daddy, you are shocking.
Sorry.
You're not sorry at all. That's the thing. You're not sorry.
No, I'm just like staying in the back. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Off we go. Thomas Jefferson enjoyed it at his dinner table. We've gone to hell now in a handbasket, so let's just...
All right, Brendan.
Oh, my God.
Control yourself.
All right, everyone, shut up. I'm finishing the sentence if it kills me. The first recorded evidence of blue cheese dressing, as we've come to know it, but then known as Roquefort dressing, was from a restaurant, which I told Brendan, don't cut that off the end of the page because I need that, and then he didn't. So it was from a restaurant 1928. It was its cookbook. I will come back with that. And by the way, no one thinks that blue cheese actually came from Thomas Jefferson eating it in France, because the French don't like
blue cheese.
And they don't like thick sort of dressings. It's a very vinaigrette sort of thing. So it looks like it was an American tradition.
American invention. There we go.
That's right. So now, if the boys can contain themselves, there'll be more after the break.
Ding, ding.
Those are shocking.
You leave it just wide open, you know.
just reading what's in front of me.
A love like mine, you know that love is true.
Okay, we're back, and we're going to do the top 25 sales. Well, maybe not all of them, but just like from first to first. But we have found a discrepancy because we're looking at this and say, where is the ranch dressing?
Yeah, and what do people come into the shop and they say, do you have that ranch dressing?
Yes.
Do you have that ranch dressing or that dip stuff or that dressing stuff? So people want it here.
Not even on here. But anyway, so the list that we have here says that the number one best-selling condiment in America was Hellmann's mayonnaise at $401 million. So almost $500 million in sales just on that.
Mayo.
But
that's right.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
We
in
looked it up.
2014, we have researched this with our diligent producer.
That's right.
Okay. Brendan has researched, and we came out at 2014 with $416 million worth of sales of Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. So I don't know if that's all the powdered and the loose one and the dip one.
Because there's all those different things. And so it goes up
that might just be the original.
The top of the list.
Yeah, so that's the top of the list. And as Barbara said, we don't see anything else here that would beat that.
No, and there's different. Like the second one is for them, which is now really the third. If we go there, is Tostitos salsa. So I see that as a dip, but yes, it can be a condiment.
But it's a condiment, and it's been announced that as the biggest selling condiment now in America. For a few years.
Yes.
So, but maybe they don't consider mayonnaise as a condiment, and then they'll, it all depends on who's doing it, because somebody would say, well, Hidden Valley Ranch dressing is not a condiment, it's a dressing.
That's right. But they have not been to a restaurant and watch every, under 12.
Yeah.
The only way they'll eat a vegetable is if you dip it in some Hidden Valley Ranch.
Yeah. Well, now the thing is they're showing it on the football shows in America. If you watch it, you get the American commercials. Hidden Valley Ranch is showing people eating this beautiful pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And they're putting ranch dressing on it.
Well, anyway, and here on the list now we have got, so number 4 in that one was another Mayo, Best Foods.
Yeah.
But number 5.
But Best Foods and Hellmann's are the same.
Well, people's the label leaving. Yeah. And number 5 was Miracle Whip, which is not a mayonnaise, but we'll discuss that in a little bit. So we'll save that.
And another Kraft mayonnaise. So if you look at it, out of the top 10,
yep.
Mayonnaise is most predominant one by different manufacturers. So if you add all that up,
yep.
A lot of people use mayo.
They do. Well, it's on the sandwiches, on everything else. And we've got the Duke's Mayo, which a lot of people ask about and want, which is big in the South.
And we're still trying to get the information from them so we can bring it in.
That would be great. Yeah. There's a lot of people who would go nuts for that. So that's number 14 on the list. So that shows the power of the South, really, because that brings it up through. And I just want to bring one of my favorites up. Goulden's mustard. Yeah. I love that. That was number 20. So that's a brownie sort of.
That's the mustard of the New York Yankees.
Oh, I did not know that.
Many years.
Yep. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So like I always tell people, they say, well, what's the difference between mustards and French's? Well, if you go to Dodger Stadium, you got to get French's mustard in a little packet. And you go to Yankee Stadium, you got to get Goulden's.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Now, so we're going to go to another dodgy
more about the Dodgers?
No, I'm not speaking of them. Okay. So here was a state-by-state favorite. So it broke it down with condiments, and really what beats everything in this one is ketchup.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, it's everybody's first choice. I mean, you probably use more ketchup If you go to McDonald's, you're using ketchup.
That's right.
Over here, like if you got to beg them for a little packet of.
Yes. Because at home they just go like this, a big handful,
I don't think they do that anymore.
bags.
But if you ask them for it, they'll throw heaps of them in the bag. Over here, you want ketchup? It's like nobody asked for it.
I know.
Then they give you one. Like, what am I going to do with that?
That'll get me 6 fries.
Well, actually, as you open up the first one, you always like suck it out.
It's true. That is so true. I agree.
So that's one gone.
Yeah. So I need another.
Yeah.
For some of my fries. I stopped doing the whole ketchup and fries thing here because I had no ketchup. Just occurred to me then. Now, this cracked me up.
What?
Well, there's many things here, but what do you think Montana's favorite condiment is? Montana. Don't look. Just what do you think it is?
Well, I look now, so I can't tell you. But you would think Montana would be like, like something spicy.
Yeah, barbecue sauce or hot sauce or something like that.
Tartar sauce. They don't even eat, they do eat fish. It'd be catfish.
That's like tartar sauce. There's some things that were wrong with that. It cracked me up.
Well, Nevada, Worcestershire sauce. Like, no.
And Arkansas.
Like, who wrote this?
I don't know. Not the it's the ketchup company.
I can see Oklahoma being right. Gravy.
Gravy. Well,
because they're going to put it on their biscuits.
And gravy. Yeah. Yes. So tartar sauce has 2 states. Worcestershire sauce is 2 states. Gravy, 4 states. Fry sauce, which is Utah, 1 state. And
what is fry sauce?
Remember, it's like, I think it's like ketchup and mayo.
Oh,
remember we brought some in and no one bought it.
Isn't that French dressing?
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, and Vermont, of all the states, it was sriracha.
Yeah, well, that's.
But I expected California.
California to be sriracha. That's where it came from.
That's exactly right. But no, so
it's mixed up. I think somebody put this in a barrel and picked up names. But I did see gravy coming up of Mississippi and Missouri and
all those make sense. Yeah. Louisiana, Tabasco, I absolutely agree with that. Maine is relish. California is ketchup. What are you, New York?
Ketchup.
Ketchup. So okay, we have to agree on those things. But the barbecue sauces. So North Carolina, South Carolina, that makes it. Virginia, but
wait, South Dakota has ranch dressing.
Oh, there you go. It's only one.
Lone one.
And let me just see. Texas is ketchup. Shouldn't that have some sort of barbecue sauce in it?
I think so.
Now let's just talk about that because when you've gone to different places,
and New Mexico's vinaigrette.
You know what? I call BS on that one. Yeah, I don't. The Napa Valley vinaigrettes. Yeah. I don't know, but I want to know when you go different because you got to much, more of the states than I have. The differences on the sauces that are on your table because I know like. Certain restaurants in California, you'll have your Tapatio sauce. You won't have your Cholula, and that. So, did you find?
And then when you go down south, you'll have your Crystal hot sauce,
right?
Louisiana hot sauce. Yeah. So it will go by the taste or what has been popular there forever before mass communications and everybody sharing everything all over the nation and the world.
And people in the U.S. or not, the U.S. that are listening to us, we don't do that here.
No, you don't get nothing on the table here.
Nothing. No. There is not a thing. And
why? Because people steal it too. Well, they do that in America also.
They do. Yeah. But Brendan had it was funny. It never occurred to me because we've both grown up and we would have seen the waitress at the back, refilling the ketchup bottles. Yeah. Brendan's like, do they just get new bottles? It didn't occur. It's a whole different thing.
And the commercial bottles of ketchup are already painted red. You notice that, so you never know if they're full or empty.
Oh,
they always look full.
I did not know that.
Next time you're at the IHOP, you can see that.
I will have a look next time I'm there. But that's the job. That is the grunt job at the restaurant. It's refilling the salt and pepper and do that.
You go to a lot of places, you ask them for ketchup or sauce, then they charge you another 20 cents or 50 cents for it.
That is so bogus. Like the fish and chip shop up the road, it's like 30 cents or something for a tartar sauce packet. Like, why?
Yeah, it should be incorporated in the price.
That's what I think. Yeah. But anyway,
yes. Fry sauce, mayonnaise, ketchup.
Yep.
Then it looks like you can add Worcester, pickle brine, paprika, and a pinch of cayenne.
Ooh,
that's fancy.
Sounds pretty good.
Your chips.
Okay, shall we try that this weekend?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I guess Donnie and Marie has nothing better in Utah to do than make fry sauce.
Okay, so now.
This is the wacky list.
This is the wacky list because this is so rubbish. I only included it because
this is look like a sponsored list.
Yeah,
because everything's by by name.
Yes.
Okay, so
let's just pick a few. Like, first of all, can I just say, in Illinois, I feel very sorry for you if Country Crock is actually your condiment of choice, because A, it's not a condiment, and it's a margarine, and what the hell? Like, and Phil,
yes.
Next time you go to Wyoming,
I don't think so, but anyway.
Skippy Super Chunky Peanut Butter. That's not a condiment?
No, there's a few others on here. Montana also has Skippy in it called Super,
it's
but then we do have another one here with Country Crock, but it's calcium plus vitamin D. Like, who would say, oh, what's your favorite thing to put on bread? Well, yeah, if you like country, you say Country Crock. You won't go, oh, it's Country Crock with vitamin D.
The calcium plus one.
And also, Oregon has the Oregon,
Oregon, yeah,
has Nature's Way extra virgin coconut oil. Like, again, what do you fry with? I fry with coconut oil. Somebody would say that. They won't go, oh, I only use Nature's Way. And that comes up more than once on this
That's
list.
right. So I'm wondering if Country Crock and Nature's Way have the same
it's
company.
Probably because this was all written by one company, whatever, not Mars or whatever, whoever owns a lot of these products here. Like Nestle's or somebody.
Yeah, because there's Nutella on this. There is garlic salt. There's Bertolli vodka sauce. That's
a pasta sauce.
That's a sauce.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought this was funny.
This is bogus.
It is bogus, and we'll look into it.
Don't believe everything you hear on the internet.
That is exactly right. Now, as you said earlier, well, it's bogus. I don't believe it. I don't believe any numbers.
All right, so let's skip that. Let's go on to the movie section.
The tale of two mustards.
Yeah, actually, it should be three, but anyway.
Yeah, well, you can
because you got you have here the yellow,
yes,
and the Dijon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what happened to Spicy Brown?
Well,
did he not come into this?
He didn't, evidently, but let's bring him in. Okay. Let's bring him into the family. And
Spicy Brown.
Spicy Brown. So I did not know about these Spicy Brown.
Until you had the Goldens.
Yeah, that's right. And, I'm yellow mustard. In the States, if you say mustard and you don't specify it.
You get French's.
Yeah, you get French's yellow mustard, which I use as a condiment. And I also like that on my hot dogs. I like that in my potato salad. I use that. And Dijon mustard is when I'm being far more fancy.
Mm-hmm.
And
but we got the right here, the Grey Poupon.
We actually have Grey Poupon.
This Grey Poupon is not made in France.
No.
You know that this is where it was the opposite. They sold out. It's usually the Americans and the Australians that sell out their products to everybody else and let them. So Grey Poupon, which is a real brand in France, and but they sold out to the Yanks. Yeah,
well, actually, I've got a funny thing to tell you about Grey Poupon when we get to it.
So it's International Gourmet Specialties LLC, limited liability company, so you can't sue them.
I wondered what LLC
in Pittsburgh,
meant.
Pennsylvania. So, in other words, if I'm reading through this correctly, this is owned by Heinz.
Yes, I think you're right. And there's another interesting product that they have, which I will talk about when we get to it. Now, it's funny because reading this, the coastal cities and the cities in the Northeast, like New York, Boston, and then San Francisco, prefer fancy Dijon, while the rest of America prefers classic yellow.
I did debate with. I could see like the San Francisco people want the fancy one, the fancy one. Yeah, but New York and Boston, I think they like a spicy brown.
I think so too. I don't know. Spicy brown got ripped off.
Yeah, the New Yorkers didn't know what Grey Poupon or Dijon mustard was till that advertisement. And then they try to imitate that, They got this guy's drawing down the street with a Chevy, and he sticks his hand out, and the guy says, "What are you doing? Put your hand in there, shut it off, cut it off."
Do you want to do Grey Poupon? Yeah. No. Now,
the only time they stick their hand out of a car is there's other reasons, but
and gestures, but we won't go to that. So, I found it funny when I came here that I had to look for American mustard because it's just mustard.
Yeah.
So I would go and there'd be English, hot English, extra hot English,
Right.
American, and then you might get a Dijon. And then you got the whole grain mustard and all the whole fancy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of whole grain mustard.
No, because I feel like it feels like it
Yes.
pops. The seeds are a bit the
Yes.
consistency
That's what
issue for
happens,
me.
yeah.
Now, and we also have hated.
But let me just say
Yes,
about that.
please.
Okay, because you're saying about American mustard.
Yes.
Now you go here, there's a lot of things on the shelf that says American mustard, American style mustard. You read it, and in the ingredients, there's sugar in it. Now, if you buy American mustard, okay, and you read the ingredients, and it's basically like this one, and this is First Street, which is a store brand product. Vinegar, water, mustard seed, salt, turmeric, paprika. Period.
That's it.
And over here, you go to the store and buy Master Foods American mustard or whatever, and you see that's made in Australia, and one of the ingredients is going to be sugar.
Yep.
That is true. Course, then they try to fake you out by putting it into a yellow squeeze bottle, and you think, and then right next to it is a French's, that's imported for less than the crappy one that's made here.
I do try to get, if I'm getting American mustard, I do get it from our store usually, or like I get a French's when I can find it.
And I think that if you buy like this one here, which is 20 ounces, this is a big thing of mustard.
It is.
In a yellow squeeze bottle by First Street. So it's made by American Foods, comes out of California. It's kosher. If you did this and did a blind test between this and French's, you probably can't tell the difference other than the price.
And I have to say the warning, the user's warning.
Made in China?
No. If it's been in the fridge for a week or on the shelf, don't forget to shake it.
Oh, yeah, because the
vinegar
comes up to the top. Yeah.
A few times I've
see, that's where Heinz has come about with the upside down bottle, and they do that with ketchup now too. So you don't have to worry for it like ketchup. You have to shake it to get it out. So it's already at the bottom because it's standing upside down because the cap's upside down. So now all that sediment actually goes to the top.
Well, do you know the funny thing? There is someone. You know how work fridges are.
Ours is like loaded with stuff like
There's someone who keeps putting the upside down.
Right side up.
Right side up. I'm like, I felt like one day when everyone's having lunch going, see the label? It's not this way.
This side up.
I'm the freaky person in the kitchen that turns it back around going, Neanderthals. I don't know.
It's like the guy, I remember one time I was going up, we were in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And it was with my father, and he's going out to look at this job site or something they had to go with, and my uncle was there. And we're walking up the stairs, and my uncle Steve kept on yelling out, hey, green side up. Next floor he yells out again, green side up. What are you doing? These new guys out there, and they're laying turf. I just got to... All right. How about let's go to hated condiments?
Yes.
So these are the most hated condiments by percentage.
Yes, and this is from Instacart. So 24% of Americans hate hot sauce.
Because they don't like things that are hot and spicy.
Yeah. 21% hate relish. They did not specify which relish, but...
Sweet relish, dill relish, or hot dog relish?
Yep.
Because probably they never had it. I don't think a lot of people have had relish before.
No.
And then you go to Costco, you get that lime green relish.
Yes.
What
that's
kind
not
of coloring
local.
they put in that?
I don't know, but that's the Australian relish. But it's sweet.
No, I think that they probably get it from, in 55-gallon drums.
Yes, that's right.
In the U.S. to fill up their thing. Yeah, I was going to say maybe it's the food color, but even in the Heinz, they do use food coloring in it to keep it green.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's looking a little.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's unappetizing.
That's it, because people go, I don't think it looks good. 17% hate mustard.
15% of the people I don't want to know.
Yeah,
because if you don't like mayonnaise, you don't like people.
No,
and
that's
you don't
right.
like eating.
It's rich and beautiful. And have you done that with when you make a grilled cheese?
Oh,
you put that on the outside instead of butter.
Yeah,
and it just
I just
sizzles.
Like dip it. Yeah.
13% of people hate ranch.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my favorite sandwich was?
Tell me.
Just a mayonnaise sandwich.
Yep. Me too.
Just mayonnaise.
Mom used to like them too. I used to get mayonnaise sandwiches.
And speaking of condiments, my mother, right, being an Aussie, so when there was like scarce stuff to eat, the go-to thing was
what?
She would put butter on a piece of bread and ketchup. And it's very tasty.
That
I
would
remember
be.
that as a kid. It must be an Australian thing, you know.
Sauce sandwich.
A
Sauce
sauce
sandwich.
sandwich.
There you
There
go.
you go. So it's real.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I have not done that.
Like the Mayo one.
Yeah, I freak out my kids
And I
because
used to, my other one was an anchovy sandwich. Open a can of anchovies, just put it on bread and eat them.
I just don't like the things looking at me. I just can't.
No, they're fillets.
Okay.
Or fillets.
Fillets. Yes. So remember, this is a safe space to
It's
say
safe
fillet
space,
here.
yeah.
I used to have. Freak out the kids because I put butter and then peanut butter on my toast or my sandwich.
Australian.
Yeah, but I like I just love butter though, so that's it. Now, 13% hate ranch. 11% hate barbecue sauce.
Yeah, again, it's a spicy thing.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I don't like some barbecue sauces.
Some of them are.
Yeah,
Some
I
are
actually
better than others.
Yeah, and I prefer the American style, so that's probably a growing up thing. And 10% hate ketchup.
Yeah. Well, not everybody could like everything.
No, but I suppose that's the only way some people get tomatoes in them too.
Have your veggies.
Well, and part of this, it seems to be an age thing. So when Instacart did that those stats, they came up with mustard is too weird for Gen Z. So mustard tops the list of condiments Gen Zers, so 18 to 24, say they hate with a passion.
Hated it.
That's right. Well, and you know what? I can see depending on with hot dogs and what their habits are.
I tell you why.
Tell me.
Because a lot of them are vegetarian. They won't eat hot dogs. And if you don't have a hot dog, you don't like mustard.
Well, I agree with that. And now, fickle for pickles. Relish tops the list of condiments. Millennials, so 25 to 40, say they hate with a passion.
Again, I think it's just
they
don't eat hot dogs.
And then this said, with age comes a mild palate. Hot sauce tops the list of condiments. Gen Xers and boomers say they hate with a passion. I love Tapatio. I love that hot sauce. I like sweet chili sauce.
Well, you're more a Gen Xer.
Yeah, I'm an Xer.
Okay, and I'm a boomer. But see, like my first remembrance of a hot sauce, this is going way back to the Bronx.
Right.
Okay. And somewhere along the line, I remember somebody's father buying hot chips from one of the bodegas.
Yeah.
Put ketchup on it and then hot sauce. And to me, like, whoa, what are you doing? You know?
Well, that makes me think of like what Heinz hot chili sauce is like, because it's sort of like a ketchup-y hot sauce.
And I do that now.
Yeah.
I'll mix, I'll do even with mayonnaise and a few splashes of, like Louisiana hot sauce on it.
Yes, I always have to have some.
It just brings it up without going over the top of heat. Like if you want to go, like, of course we got the killer ones, but if you're using Tabasco is right up there. I mean, that's a lot hotter than Louisiana or Crystal, where those are more flavor based.
Yeah, they're like I describe it as sort of a richer flavor rather than just hot and just that. So that's now we're going to talk about how some people are embarrassed about their whether this is what you used to.
Oh, that's right. You would tell me that you hide things that you put condiments on stuff and you're not showing the people that.
I don't want people to know. Yeah. So guilty pleasures. Actually, mine includes gravy, but that's not here. I get like a white bread sandwich, open face.
Oh yeah, it's gravy
sandwich.
Smooth as a gravy sandwich.
But I wouldn't take that to work because I feel I would be judged.
You can't take it to work.
It'll be sloshy.
It's got to be hot.
Well, you can do your different segments and then heat it up there.
I used to love that. My mother would make the roast.
Yeah.
And she made homemade gravy.
Oh yeah.
Not the type out of a can. You sit over with the flour and to make the roux and took 20 minutes, and then after the dinner, that was the best part after Sunday roast was having gravy sandwiches.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is so good. I agree. So now this is like these are things people feel self-conscious doing in front of others. Dipping fries in mayo.
Well, see, that's a big thing now. You go to a lot of pubs pre-lockdown.
That's right.
Okay, and you'll get on the side mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Or aioli. Yeah, whatever. Oh, it's just another, this like
garlic mayonnaise.
Yeah,
that's all. But I think, that sort of made it a little bit more
But,
fancy.
but the Scandinavians been doing that for yonks.
Yeah.
That's like their ketchup is mayonnaise on French fries.
Yes. Well, Zaina's mother. So Zaina's, you go to your friend's house and you kind of see how things are different, like what they eat and drink. And she used to put mayo all over her fries. And I remember I must have been staring because she looked at me. She's, do you want to try one? I'm like, not sure. But it was well worth doing.
I'll give you one better.
Tell me.
Okay. Go to that's Asian store.
Yeah.
So, and once in a while, I'll have it at Aldi.
Yeah.
The Quick brand, which is Japanese, I think is Quick or Kiwi or Wiki or something.
Oh, Kewpie. Yes.
That's it. Okay, with the little in the little
with the
squeeze
baby
bottles.
Yes.
Buy the wasabi mayonnaise.
Yes.
And use that on your fries.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
You're in heaven.
See, there's a wasabi. I can take that hot because it doesn't. It goes.
It's like English muffin. It goes in you and then it's gone.
Yeah, I don't feel like an hour later.
It's not like a chili where you eat it and it goes down and you're still eating it and then it's coming back up again.
And then I'm putting ice on my tongue.
Yeah,
yes, no, it's not like that. Now, this used to gross me out. Ketchup on eggs.
I like ketchup, but I only do it when I'm, traveling. Like if I'm at Denny's and I have 2 eggs over easy.
Yep, there's a bottle.
I'll put the ketchup on it. It's just only that time I do it.
Ainsley does it, and I remember walking out going,
separate things, because I don't like getting my eggs mixed up with my pancakes.
I don't like my food touching like that either. I don't want it to just jump over. I don't want
syrup on my eggs.
No.
So they always give you it on, and a lot of them just do it naturally now. They just give you eggs in a separate plate.
Yeah, because it just
it
makes a new flavor I don't want. I want it all by itself.
Gotcha.
Now, Brenda used to get after me because the Australians here putting everything on their fork.
Yeah.
So you get a bit of meat and then you shove some mashed potatoes, then you shove some pumpkin and some pig, and then I'm like, ugh. And he's like, it will taste the same. It's all the same going down. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, I want to enjoy each one and savor each
That's
individual
exactly
taste.
right. It could just be that I'm weird. I'm trying to think which of our people that sent us some feedback that was surprised at me that I didn't like my food mixing because I like food so much, but I really don't like my food. Ainsley's like that too. She's like, don't touch anything.
Well, I mix my food. I mix like mashed potatoes with my peas.
Well, that's okay. I suppose there's some exceptions to every rule. And the final one is putting, which we've talked about, ranch dressing on pizza. Yep. I can see how your friends might go, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Until they try it.
I'm going to do that.
Now, we did get some specific things that we carry and we had at the shop because not just for talking about what we have in the shop, but I like having things in my hand and looking at it. Makes me remember it. So one of them is the Heinz chili sauce, which we had talked about. So that's coming back. Rather that we have the cocktail sauce. The kind
same jar.
Well, it's like the same bottle. It's just,
it looks the same.
It looks the same, but it's different. And we have a customer, for her grandchildren, every time we get chili sauce, she comes in and gets like 6 bottles of it because her grandchildren adore it. So it's more of a tomatoey based chili sauce, then it's not like a sweet chili. It's mild
the Heinz
too.
Original cocktail sauce.
Yes,
this has enough since 1869. Now I don't know if that was one of their first products or whatever, but this is like when you have a shrimp that are just cold chilled shrimp cocktail. You got to have this.
Absolutely.
And even on fresh oysters, shucked oysters or clams, which you can't get shucked clams here.
It's got a really good horseradish sort of flavor to it as well.
Blend, of it. Have you tried doing it at home with horseradish and ketchup? Sort of, but no.
And there's some things like when my mom told me about the scallop potatoes, just get the box because nothing tastes like that.
No, actually,
but
I would say that Jeanette has a very good recipe with scallop potatoes. It's not hard to make, and they're really good.
Well, Jeanette, I'll be over when we're allowed out.
Mm-hmm.
Cocktails.
Tonight.
Oh, yeah. But,
last month.
Last month.
That's
right.
Oh, last month to tonight.
Yes. But the cocktail sauce, there's sort of nothing like that I've been able to get. But, that might be due if we do a bit of shrimp for Christmas. I might grab that. Yeah. Now, we have this brand, Cully's. Now, the pickle-naise, which I'm going to talk about, and the burger sauce, the pickle-naise is actually in my fridge right now because I had to open it because it was so good.
Mm-hmm. And the burger sauce looks like French dressing.
I'm going to take a break for a second. You talk and I'll get the other one.
Yeah. And so we got the burger sauce and the pickle sauce. And also I did order the Duke's pickle sauce. So that should be coming in very shortly, if not here already. Oh, there it is.
So have a
I
little.
can't have a taste now.
No,
I'm
just have a
not-
smell.
I'm not in the savory.
No.
part
Just have a
of
little
the
sniff
day.
because it's almost like a tartar sauce.
Yeah, it smells like a tartar sauce.
But it's very dilly.
Okay,
it's
so
pickle
you
nose.
can
So
see the
it's-
dill. In
Yeah.
it.
You can actually see the dill, which I was really impressed with.
Wow.
And it's a dill, and it's vegan. So both of those are vegan.
Yeah. Great on fish.
Would be.
Great
It
on
was.
liverwurst. Yeah, but then it's not vegan anymore.
Well, but it started vegan. That's all right. You don't have to be responsible. I'm going to be putting it on some non-vegan items.
So there's no egg in there.
No.
Wow.
So, and it is so good. And the staff, like Kaylee and Anna, adore it. That is their favorite condiment. So that is something worth checking out. Also, we've talked a little bit about the yellow mustard.
Yeah.
Now, the most commonly used mustard in the U.S. is that one, and it's tied with Dijon in Canada.
Well, because they're French.
They are.
Or think they're French.
I'm not going to offend.
No, because the French
Canadians.
don't even call them French because they speak in an old dialect. Sort
French
of like the people
Canadians.
from Massachusetts. They speak in an old English dialect, and it never progressed. It stayed that way.
That's
and
right.
the same thing with the French Canadians. They speak in a dialect from the
and
1700s.
even guys are like the Amish, so with the Dutch English, the same thing as well. But I'm not going to offend any of our Canadian
if an historian
friends.
wants to go back and can't read something that's French,
yes,
if they give, say an old document or whatever, can't interpret it, you go to the French Canadian, they'll be able to tell you what it is because they're still speaking that old dialect.
I learn something
go.
every day. Now, it's a very mild prepared mustard, and it has turmeric, as we talked before, which gives it its color. It was supposedly introduced in 1904 by George French as a cream salad mustard. It's regularly used on hot dogs, sandwiches, pretzels. I love it on pretzels. And they forgot corn dogs, knishes, corn dogs, hamburgers. It's also an ingredient of many potato salads, barbecue sauces, and salad dressings. Yep. So, my dad used it in his homemade sauce that he made.
When I make the baked beans, so I get like the vegetarian baked beans, and I put a can of Coke or Dr. Pepper in it.
Yes.
And then one of the ingredients is ketchup, and then also mustard goes into that.
Yum.
And I'm trying to think what else is in there. Maybe brown sugar or something. But anyway, you mix it all together. It's really wet.
Yeah.
But then you put it in the oven for about an hour and a half at a decent temp, like 180.
Yeah.
And then it just all dries down. You had it. I brought
it
it's
so
and
good.
It gets really gooey and everything, and it's just
it's magic.
Yeah, that's a Kansas City recipe.
Oh, well, and we can do
that again. So Taste of Home Kansas City beans or something it's called.
We'll have to see if we might be able to find a link to that somewhere as well.
And then, also like on the hamburgers, I don't like it straight on a hamburger, but when you ever go to McDonald's, it's on every hamburger.
Yeah, I like it
just as a blend. So it's in the background taste.
Yeah, it's not like, ketchup's going to run out of the side, not mustard.
Right.
Like when you do it that way. Now, Heinz 57 sauce. Mm-hmm. So I love the story about Heinz 57 because when they were... Mr. Heinz saw the sign, and it was like 27 different types of shoes the shoe company made. Right. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Oh, a number is good to have. That sounds like people want to use that." So he, his lucky number was 5, and his wife was 7. His wife's favorite number was 7. So that's how they came up with Heinz 57 sauce, which is a steak sauce. Yeah. It was a marketing.
Wow. Yeah, well, he was a good marketer, and he was also good at sinking ships. We talked about that before.
Yeah. And, and that's like the joke with, people immigrating to the States. So my mother would say that I'm a Heinz 57 because I've got Irish, Scotch, and it goes all the way around. So, and it's a good steak sauce. Mm-hmm. We usually had A1 instead of at our house, but we did rotate with that quite a bit.
A1 was expensive. Never could afford A1 in my house.
Oh, well,
I had salt and pepper as our condiments in my house. Okay, now let's go on to our favorite Miracle. We talk so much about Miracle Whip.
Well,
it was also from the World's Fair. Chicago World's Fair in 1933 as a dressing rather than mayonnaise. Although it looks like mayo, but it's not.
No, that's true.
Because the FDA, who was also brought about because of Heinz.
Right.
Because they proved to the FDA of all this bogus food.
Yes, that's
how it all came about. We talked about that before. So anything that's considered mayonnaise has to be 65% vegetable oil by weight.
Right.
So, and Miracle Whip is not. So that's why it can't be called mayonnaise. So it doesn't conform to the standard. Same thing with peanut butter. In America, you can't call it peanut butter unless it's like, I think, 90% peanuts or 95%.
Yeah.
Over here, if you read the label, like the peanut butter here, it's usually about 85% peanuts. That means 15% of other stuff that's not peanuts. And that's why people say when they open up a jar like a Skippy or Jif or whatever, the aroma is just like bang, hits you, and the stuff over here doesn't. And it's because there's more peanuts in American peanut butter by law. You know, because probably if it was in a law, they would skimp on it too.
That's true. And the thing that makes Miracle Whip a bit different, and it has a sweet, spicier flavor, it was, again, the Depression. First introduced during the Depression, when its cheaper price made it appeal to people who couldn't afford Mayo. It's now caught up, costing about the same per ounce as the real thing.
Actually, I think it's more expensive.
I think so too. According to Kraft, it's currently among the grocery industry's top 20 selling brands.
Because in America, that price of a 30-ounce jar of Miracle Whip is probably double than a lot of other mayonnaise prices. It's in the wholesale price in about the $6.50 range, which is like
expensive,
very expensive. And then you got to ship it here, and then you got another 30 or 35% on just on exchange rate. And people want to know, why is it that much money? Because it starts off being a very high price.
That's right. And people here, if you are, I get at least 5, if not more, queries a day. When is Miracle Whip back?
Yeah.
And I will tell everyone, get on the subscribe list. And then when you get that email, order it immediately.
Yeah, we bring in as much as we can, or much they allow us, because everything is being just like tightly screwed down of products of what we're able to get. I mean, the shelves in America, you're watching the news, are empty.
Yep. Absolutely. And we're doing our best. I think the last lot sold out in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Because
some people buy a dozen at a time.
Oh, let's share, people. Yeah, let's share. That would be nice. So now we'll move on to beaver cream horseradish, which I love. I love creamed horseradish. I have a Jamie Oliver recipe where he does a roast beef.
Oh, using that, yeah.
You make a crust of herbs and things, but when you serve it, you put a whole bunch of horseradish on the bottom of the plate.
I like the Arby's horsey.
Yes, I know you do.
And I convert that a little bit, because if you do that with equal parts of mayonnaise, it's very similar to the Arby's.
Okay, well, there is a good trick with that, and a little bit of history again. 1929, Rose Biggie began Beaverton Foods by bottling horseradish in the cellar of her farmhouse to help her family endure the Great Depression. Horseradish is versatile and can be used for meat and vegetable dishes. Fresh horseradish or creamy horseradishes, radish.
And I know you mentioned even fish.
Yeah, and deviled eggs even, and you know, I love horseradish in mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah,
it's a nice kick in that as well.
Okay, and then we got sweet and dill relish.
Yes,
so,
and I forgot we also have our hot dog relish, which we don't have.
So
here.
Hot dog relish is like a dill relish with mustard in it. Primarily. Yeah.
That's right. It's like 2 for 1 on your hot dog. And then you just have to put some ketchup on it if you want it. And that is one of my main ingredients in my egg salad sandwiches, my potato salad, my macaroni salad.
Yeah. And then we got Proclaim Day 1. Yeah.
Yes. It started off as a British origin story, but now you can't get it in the UK because they make it to export to the US. I mean, they make it, but it's made here, in the U.S. now.
Made in the U.S., yeah.
Yeah, but the only A1 that's made in the U.K. is sent over.
Well, they have their own version of it also.
Brown sauce.
Yeah, or that other brand, HP.
That's right. And the difference, if you see an A1 bottle, you'll look at it, it'll have A period, 1 period.
Yeah.
The British bottles don't.
No periods.
No periods, just A1.
A1.
That's it. And that is this is something when we're out of people get upset about, because evidently some people can't make their meatloaf without it.
Ooh.
That is their favorite thing to add to their meatloaf. But
I never put it in meatloaf. I use Worcestershire sauce if I want to do a little flavor, a little kick to it. All right. Now we got the Grey Poupon. We talked about that before. So.
And we do. But when I was looking it up, do you know what they have? Not only is it made with wine, it has a wine. There is a Grey Poupon mustard wine.
Okay.
Why? I don't know, but I was just like, is this a fake page? Is this is it the 1st of April? No, it's not.
And then we got the ranch, which is America's favorite salad dressing,
which we have now confirmed.
Yeah. And then, you don't have a little history about Worcestershire sauce.
Yes, please tell me.
On one of the Food Networks, they went into the factory of Liam Perrins,
right,
of how they make it. They basically get like the red onions and all that, and then they ferment them.
Oh.
And then they throw the anchovies in it and stuff like that.
Stuff.
So it's a long process to make, and it's all fermented. A lot of it, a lot of the products that go into it, then they combine it all together and strain it and whatever else they do.
Do they still put it in the paper, almost like a bitters bottle?
Maybe the Americans do, but you don't get it here that way.
Nah, but I can't make my stew. That's my secret ingredient when I make stew is Worcestershire sauce.
And I like it in my beef and barley soup.
Oh yeah, it lifts. It just
lifts it.
Yeah, and that is the beauty with most of these condiments. It's like it lifts the flavor, which is great. Now we talked about blue cheese dressing, and that was TJ's favorite, and also that was the original accompaniment with hot wings too. So people, when they're trying to do wings, often want our blue cheese and ranch to go with it.
You got the yin and yang flavor.
Yeah, because it just cools it down as well.
But it also tastes good.
Oh, it's so good. I love blue cheese. And I remember Black Angus used to have the best blue cheese because there were chunks of blue cheese in it. There was actual cheese.
Well,
you could see.
Most of the blue cheese, because it's not refrigerated, the chunks are not really cheese. It's soy product.
Oh, don't tell me I'm tofu's in my blue chease.
Sorry.
I know. Just let me imagine.
Just said it's been in a bottle a long time and tastes like cheese.
Oh God. Now we have a few other things that we had in here. Now one I grabbed because it's from my area of California, Sierra Nevada beer.
Yep.
They have a stout and stone ground mustard that we had in the store, and it does look really nice. Mm-hmm. Things like spicy honey mustard, and honey mustard is its own condiment, really.
And then we got from Stonewall Kitchens, which is like, all glass bottles, very premium brand.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful packaging, and it tastes a lot of stuff just is like, wow, that's just like incredible in taste. So we got Old Farmhouse chutney, and chutney's really good on cheese. It's like something we never use a lot in America.
No, and we should have more. Now, which is the one Jeanette really likes out of those? Is it the...
Oh, it was the onion jam or something like that.
That was beautiful.
That's nice, yeah.
I had a stash for her. And there's also this company here called Ugly Food, and they do like this crunchy...
That's Sean's favorite.
That is Sean's favorite. And they do like a crunchy chili sauce.
Well, this one is lemongrass chili relish.
Ugh.
Yeah, but he loves this stuff.
He does.
You have to try it.
Okay. You can take it from here. And good old chimichurri sauce, which is a South American.
Yeah, that had a big go, and
it kind of comes and goes.
Yeah.
It just depends who's doing what on what food channel, I think, sometimes.
And then we got over there also by Stonewall Kitchens, spicy honey mustard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, real good honey mustard. It's like incredible.
Oh, it is magnificent. And the good old packets of Hidden Valley Ranch.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about Hidden Valley Ranch, I want everyone, we're going to put a link here if you want to crack up. There's the best Saturday Night Live skit with Melissa McCarthy tasting. She's a taster, and she wants to win the prize money as the best taster of Hidden Valley Ranch. And it is fantastic, and we will show that or put the link on for you so you guys can have a look at it.
Okay, so we'll come right back with our Ripper Recipe Roundup after this break. Okay, we're back, Barbara.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go through some of the homework or dust work. What do we call this?
It's housekeeping.
Housekeeping. I know it's something like that.
So if people want to come see us, we're open for business. So you can see us, and we have been. So you can come down to 73 Cochrane's Road, Moorabbin. We are open Monday through Thursday, 10 to 5, Friday, 10 to 8, Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, 11 to 5.
Yep. And the November word of the day or word of the month is stuffing.
Yes.
Or stuffing.
Stuffing, that is correct.
And you can get us at podcast at usafoods.com.au. And that brings us to people who have written in.
That's right. Now, we have a really loyal listener. He's great. Neil, I'm not sure if it's Macedo or Machado, but Neil, you consistently comment and we love it. Now, we would like to, is there anything you would like to hear? Is there anything you would like us to change? Is there anything you'd like us to add?
But
Let us know.
Doesn't he write it to us?
No, he compliments. He's so kind. He compliments us every week.
Oh, one of those strange people. Yeah.
No, he's
Everybody
lovely.
else is like, why don't you shut up on the time? You talk too much.
Barbara, you swallow your words. I'm sorry. I can't help it. The teachers used to yell at me for that too, so it's okay. Now, we also had a note from my mom.
Oh.
I don't know if you're going to like it, but I actually liked it this week. So first of all, she goes, you certainly covered chain restaurants well. Mm-hmm. Happy Accidents was hilarious, but really informative. I like it when Phil forgets his glasses or hasn't read the rundown. You really shine when that happens.
In a good way, or you pick up. That's why, yeah.
Make sure he has coffee and a pastry before or while you record, please.
Right now, I got to entertain the dog while I'm working.
I'm sorry. He had no coffee, he had no pastry, and Ralphie's driving him nuts. So it's bad. Yes, it's bad. And that is our feedback for this week.
Okay, so we usually at this time we do our personal best product recipe, and it's my turn this week.
Yes.
But I'm combining mine with the Ripper Recipe Roundup.
Awesome.
Okay, so you could go first, and then I'll do my profile and the recipe.
Okay, so I will be quick-ish. Well, because, I could pick from a few things in this week. Yeah. There's Harvey Wallbanger Day.
Yeah, why not? It's alcohol.
It's booze. That's right. but I'm going to give you a little hint after that as well. So to make a Harvey Wallbanger, which is the quintessential 70s drink, 1 1/4 ounces vodka, a 1/2 ounce Galliano, 3 ounces orange juice, and garnish with an orange slice and a maraschino cherry. So
that was such a big drink in the 70s.
Yeah, it was. And it's basically a screwdriver just with a Galliano float on the top.
Yeah. We used to go to Crazy Country Club and they used to have names after all the drinks.
Yeah.
A screwdriver was the chauffeur for the hooker.
God. Right. Well, do you know what, Phil? On that note, if you take out the vodka in this and put in tequila,
ooh.
Do you know what it's called?
No.
A Freddy Fudpucker.
Freddy Fudpucker. Okay.
You're not saying that 3 times fast. No. I remember my dad joking about that. But can I just say quickly, if you want to have a 70s throwback, you can make a Harvey Wallbanger cake.
Ooh.
So get a butter cake or just a box cake, and you add OJ and some Galliano and even a bit of vodka in it. Make a bundt cake and then glaze it with a Galliano glaze.
How nice is that?
So I think we should. But there's young people that might get in trouble that drive, so maybe only when the old.
Oh, when you cook it, the alcohol goes out.
Except for the glaze.
Well,
they can't have that bit. Yeah. So anyway, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I will now turn it over to you.
Okay, so now I'm combining my Ripper recipe with the product code. So one of my favorite products, believe it or not, is Coffee Mate.
I believe it.
Okay, I'm not a hazelnut fan, but a lot of people like the hazelnut one. But
I
like
one
the
of those.
French vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
One thing good that the French did make French vanilla. So what I do is, and my recipe, okay, is a lot of people have Nespresso machines.
Right.
Okay. So when you use the frother,
mm-hmm.
put in, like if you're using the little pod things,
yep.
right? Maybe 1 or 2 of those.
Yep. The individuals.
Into the frother,
mm-hmm.
or even the powder. You could do it as it's frothing.
Yep.
And it blends it up and it makes the milk creamier. Okay. And you know, if you don't want sugar, you got to use the sugar-free one. But the flavored ones are the best. So this is using the flavored ones, whether it's the Irish coffee or the cannoli one, the Italian one.
I love that one.
Yep. So use one of the flavored ones into that. It is superb. Just brings it to a whole nother level. And even if you don't like Coffee Mate and having it into American coffee, like your memories of it, do it this way.
It's a whole different
experience. Now, next recipe
mm-hmm.
is, now we're getting to summertime, and a lot of people like iced coffee.
Yes.
Okay. So in your Nespresso machine.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if you have one of the frothers that sits separately, it actually just spins the milk and heats it up.
Yep.
Do the same thing. Put your milk in there with your Coffee Mate, your flavored Coffee Mate, and ice. a few things of ice in there,
Yeah.
and then press the button till it's not. When you press it once, it's red. If you keep your finger on it, it's blue, meaning that it just whips it, doesn't heat it.
Yep.
Put some ice into a nice size glass, and then put your pot into your espresso machine and put your coffee into that.
Yep.
And then once the milk is done, it's already cold. Pour it all together, stir it up.
Nice.
Use a straw because otherwise you get all the ice that you try to eat. It's just easier to drink with a straw. It makes the best iced coffee. So if you like hazelnut, French vanilla, whatever flavor you like, into your iced coffee, and again, it makes it so creamy. It is like the best ever.
I think that sounds fantastic, and we should tell the kids, as I call them at work, because they all drink iced coffee.
Yeah.
Like we go and get a latte or a cappuccino. They all get the iced coffee.
If they drink this,
they will be. That's fine.
We'll have to buy an ice machine. Yeah, for work.
Well, not a bad idea.
Well, actually, we got those big freezers in the back. They can just buy the big things of ice, and
we could do that. Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anybody. Okay.
Now, can I just say, to backtrack that was for National Cappuccino Day.
Yes.
That that is.
And you had National Harvey Warbanger Day.
So good it had to have a whole day.
Yeah.
Hey, was everyone a lot healthier in the 70s? Because it seems like a lot of orange juice was used, like tequila sunrises.
Well, I think they all worked out. They all had those big, broad shoulders, too, especially the women.
I can see James Roquefort ordering a Harvey Warbanger. I do too, in the Dad Rocky. Okay. So
all right, we
will talk about next week's show. We are going to be talking about snack cakes. Yep. So we've already covered coffee cakes, but this time it'll be some of our Hostess, Little Debbie's,
Entenmann's.
And actually, it's people it's a little bit of your childhood sometimes, because
and then some other things that we're thinking about what you could do with these snack cakes.
That's
besides
right.
eat them.
That's
exactly
exactly
right.
Right.
Recipes and stuff like
that.
Yeah.
So that is what we will be talking about. And our sign off this week, Phil. Jeff Foxworthy.
He says you might be a redneck if your only condiment on a dining room table is the economy-sized bottle of ketchup.
He's also, one of his favorite quotes, I just have to say, is that you might be a redneck if you had to take the engine block out of the bathtub before you have a shower.
All right, there we go. Till next week.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.